my name is Tim and welcome back to another video. Everything that you're going to need for this video is going to be down in the description. That's tabs, backing tracks, all of that kind of stuff. It's all down in the description. Let's take a look at the first lick. So we've got a pickup on beat 4, which is just 5th fret up to the 7th fret. 1, 2, 3. So what we're doing is I'm kind of thinking major pentatonic into the minor pentatonic. So this first note here, this first bend here, 7th fret, we're bending up to the 8th fret on the B string. And then coming down to the 5th fret. Then you've got 7th fret on the G with this typical bluesy kind of minor third to major third bend. So really important things to note here. On that minor third, when we're bending from that 5th fret on the G string, we're kind of bending it to nowhere. We're not definitely bending to C sharp, although you can do that. In this case, I'm not. I'm kind of in between. I'm just squeezing it slightly sharp, almost like a quarter tone. And that's where the blues live. The blues lives, you know, in those quarter tone bends. Then we're moving up here, the BB King box. So we're just sliding into the 11th fret on the G string, 10th fret on the B, and then we've got this, again, quarter tone bend on the 12th fret, resolving it nicely to that A. And then we've got this 13th fret on the B string. So again, we've got this minor third squeezing up to the major third. But we also have, in the previous lick, we have this major second squeezing up to the minor third, taking notes from the major pentatonic and then squeezing them into the minor pentatonic. And that balance between major and minor is how you play the blues. That's where it lives. And then as we move up to the 4 chord, up to the D7, we've got this, again, this minor third bender up to the major third. 6th fret on the B string, slight bend, 7th fret to the 5th fret, down to the 7th fret on the D, and then a slide from the 5th fret on the G up to the 7th fret on the G. So really slowly that lick. Which is a fairly typical, common kind of blues thing to do over the 4 chord, but what is not common is what is coming up next. So what we're doing is I am superimposing diminished 7th arpeggio. Anytime that you're playing a blues, you can build a diminished 7th arpeggio off the 3rd note of the chord. If all of that just went whew, don't worry. So that little lick coming up is, I'm also adding in this note here, sharp 5, just because I can, just because I want to add a little bit of tension. Running it up, 7th fret on the G string, sliding up to 8, 7th fret on the B, 5th fret on the E, 8th fret on the E, 6th fret on the E, 8th fret on the B, then you're going 8, 7, 5, and then 7th fret on the G, finishing there on the flat 7. Most of those are in triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The next note is over the A7, which we're just doing this, a little chromatic kind of idea. Yeah, so that whole phrase, that's just the first half. The second half, which is really kind of cool. So again, we're playing with the idea of minor third into major third. So we're doing we've got these little double stops at the top, 7th fret on the G, and then it goes 6th fret on the G, but we're sliding into it from the 5th. Then we have 7th fret on the D string, so I'm reading at the same time. 5th fret on the D string, squeezing it slightly sharp. 6th fret on the D, 7th fret on the D. So you have this kind of chromatic walk up. So that whole lick again. Nice. We're up to the turnaround. So E7. So again, I'm kind of thinking E7 with a few alterations. So I'm going 6th fret on the D string, 8th fret, which is a very outside note, which is a flat 5. Then we have 7th fret on the G string, so 9th fret. Then we're doing 8th fret on the B string to 9th fret. Again, it's that minor third to major third. 10th fret on the top E string down to 7. Finishing on 8th fret on the B. So really slowly that lick. And then it moves to the D7. So that little lick, 10th fret on the top E string, down to 8th fret. So it's 10, 8, 10, 8 on the B string, E and B string. 10th fret on the G with a little squeeze, resolving to the 7th fret on the G. So that whole lick nice and slow. Then it goes back to the A7. That's going to be a staple of your playing. Happens all the time. So that's just a bend from the 7th fret on the G string down to the 5th fret, down to the 7th fret on the D string, back up to the 5th fret on the G, up to the 6th fret, finishing on 7th fret on the D. So that little lick again on the A7. And then the E7 right at the end, we're going 6th fret on the D string, and we're walking up 6, 7, 9. And then chromatically on the G string, 7, 8, 9. 8, 9 on the B string. 7th fret on the top E. 9th fret on the B. Finishing on the 10th fret on the B string, which resolves back to A. So that last E7 lick. I'll play it through again one more time so you can hear everything in context. A few things to note is there's absolutely nothing wrong with playing a minor pentatonic over a 12-bar blues. It works brilliantly, and why it works so well is if you're using an A minor pentatonic scale over these 3 chords, the scale will outline different harmonies as the chord changes. The difference between guitar players and, someone who's been playing a year to someone who's been playing 10 years or someone who's been 20 or 30 years is the ability to just outline the chords a little more, because you've just got to be really careful when you use one scale over all 3 chords. What I've done with this little solo, this chorus that we're doing, this soloing over, is to really try and outline, first of all, the notes from the chord, and then to outline some of the notes that are in certain scales. But having said that, learning this note for note and going out and playing it over a chorus is totally fine. It's totally cool. Other things that we should note, I do a lot of that raking, which I'm just muting the bottom strings, and the note that I'm targeting, say that first note. You're just raking your pick across the strings, making sure that your palm is muting them, and it gives you a bit more attack into that first note. This was a really little fun exercise. I really hope you got something from this. I really enjoyed doing this. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe to the channel and feel free to give the video a like and leave me a comment. I'd love to know, your thoughts and your approach to playing over a 12-bar blues. I will leave it there. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video, whenever that may be, and I hope it's soon. Cool. Goodbye.